Hello there, this is Pro Gamer Parent and I'm Rick, and today I want to talk to you about something that I feel is extremely important, and that is that you talk to your kids about the algorithm society we're in right now. You might not know, but a lot of what goes on inside the computer games is extremely controlled by algorithms. But I suggest you don't start there. You start on any platform with this simple question to your kids. And you could ask it to yourself first. What is it for, the platform you're looking at right now? And the question to ask your kids is, why is the platform showing you this? I'm talking about any kind of game, any kind of platform, but let's, for example, choose YouTube. Right now, you're watching this with YouTube. Ask your kid, why are it showing you this? For example, you have the scrolling thing on the side, perhaps autoplay is enabled. Why are those things there? And they might go, well, it's obvious, or they might understand way more than you think and push back on it, but still pressure, what is it for? And hear what they're saying. And then help them see what the platform is for. It's actually an ad broker trying to do better for their customers. And us viewers are not the customers. And I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm hoping to make a positive effect on you and your kids. So I'm not saying it's all bad. It's never been easier to help people to do good in the world as it is today. But it's important to understand how much and how deep these algorithms affects everything. And quite often, it's easy to test in a game what's work with loot boxes that I've talked about it before, for example. But we see them everywhere. So go back to that question. Why is this platform showing you this? And hear their replies, hear their reasonings, and then remind them. But they probably want you to focus your attention on their platform. That by definition means that the algorithms will not suggest something. If everything is equal, they will suggest something within the same platform. And there will be some sort of built-in resistance inside the platform to go beyond it, because then that's not part of their business model. That's not part of, and it's for young kids, it might be hard to use those words. Then once again, listen to what they've said and use their words, but remind them that what's shown there is not their best interest. And also, what might be easy for you, say just 3 recommendations away, you'll start looking at something, and then it nudges you in one direction, and then it nudges you in a third direction, and then when you are in the third step away, you're somewhere else, right? Most kids understand that. But the algorithm will probably nudge you slightly towards an edge case, towards an extreme, because that's really good psychology. That's really good in keeping your attention within the platform. Once again, think about their business model, and that's good. If we want to go in that direction, that's good, right? But quite often it isn't. We had one idea, and then just one click more, and then we're suddenly drawn to something else. Perhaps you're starting with looking for vegetarian food, and nudge, don't you want to go vegan? Or you're starting to look up jogging, and then nudge, don't you want to do a marathon? Or politics to the extreme, or yeah, I don't want to fill your heads with ideas, but once again, kids are highly, or me too, of course, are highly affected by extreme and edge cases, because that piques our curiosity. And it's so easy that we forget why the system or the platform is showing this to us. And once again, I've learned so much thanks to other generous teachers on, for example, this platform. Thank you so much for doing that. But it's important that we understand, why are people showing this? I have an agenda. and that is to connect more and to help you see the pros of the computer game play. And I have a more stealthy agenda of also helping us figure out our place in the world of tech and the guilt we might feel about it, and help us get ourselves and our kids off the screen so we can connect in another way, so we can train the mindset in another way, and we can not sit still, because sitting still is really hurtful. So of course I have an agenda that you might align with or you might not align with, but I try to be as transparent with my ignorance as well. I don't have a psychological degree or anything, but I'm trying to do my nudge to make the world a better place. And everyone who puts something up there is trying to nudge you towards something. And it's important that we help our kids see those nudges can be near infinite small. I think your kid probably understand where something is extreme popping up right now. This is a bad idea and I understand I shouldn't do that. Or click that. But once again, nudge, 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 nudge by the algorithm, you're probably veering towards one of these extreme cases, because that feeds the attention retention inside the platform. And that's the business model. That's why they do it. And that's probably why you might be surprised why you start asking them to look up some fact and they come back with something totally off topic, because once again, just 3 clicks away, the algorithm does try to explore things, and then your YouTube might never be the same after a few experiments like that. So experiment with it and understand. And once again, it's nothing wrong with a specific platform. This is how all platforms behave. Something that is viral on one platform might not reach another platform, not because it's great content, but because the platform chooses what to promote and what to censor. The algorithm feeds that choice, and that choice is not what's real and what has an impact. That choice is math. Someone has controlled what to decide, what's working psychology-wise on this and what's not working psychology-wise on this. And then once they have your attention on something extreme, quite often that wanes too. That becomes the new normal, and that's bad in 2 cases, especially when we talk about younger people, because it becomes the new normal. Suddenly we're more, for example, I don't like violence in games, I don't like blood in movies, but I find that people will do that. They become used to it. They think it's part of the price they have to pay in order to watch good content. And it's the same thing with whatever you look up. Algorithms feed you to the edges, and suddenly you think that's the new normal, instead of going back saying, well, what's the alternative cost here? What do I prefer? And resetting, you can go to most platforms and saying, forget stuff about me. Try that and see what it does to your searches. But quite often you're gonna find yourself back in the same alley again, because you probably click on the same thing again. But at least you're aware for a brief period of time how it was before you had when you had a clean record in these algorithms. So do experiment with it and see how far it goes. Because the kids, once again, you're aware, you're a grown-up, but kids, they fall into this cyber rabbit hole, and they can get lost there. They can think this is reality, this is what friendship looks like, this is how you should behave in certain situations, and not understanding that no, we need to do a reality check. And I know I'm very far from computer games here, but once again, a lot of the A/B testing on algorithms do happen in the game, because they can see the entire ecosystem that your players are in or your kid is in. And for good and for bad. Once again, you can use algorithms for so much good, but here we're talking about the edge case that most people aren't aware of. It's this slight nudge. But once again, do the experiment with just 3 clicks recommendations away. You'll be surprised how easy it is. And once you are at that new normal, it will be like, well, a bit more sugar, please. in the algorithm, and then, oh no, we need to have a bit more salt, and then we'll have a bit more sugar, and then we'll have... So it's easy to get stuck on the extreme, pushing even further in whatever you started searching in. And that's not really healthy. You want the full spectrum of your kids to make a decision, right? You want your kid to be open-minded and embracing the world, embracing the diversity. That's very important, and I personally think that's a parent's job, to help kids embrace diversity, to help kids realize that diverse is good. It's really good for stock exchange. If you look at I have read a lot of studies showing it's really good for stock exchange. Most recently I read about Slack.com, who's very, very good at this, and it's really doing them good because they learn so much from it. So remember to be aware and wary about that slight nudge that all platforms give you. In-game, in real, or in any cyber platform that you're using, because it affects your worldview so much more than you think. You don't know how much they censor slightly because it's on another platform, it's on another medium, or it's too long, so let's not show that to you. This documentary or this quick fix is gonna probably make you forget that you actually were looking for that documentary or something. It's some food for thought. Once again, do ask your kid, why is the platform showing you this? And listen. And then try to have, with their words, the discussion you and I just had. Please share in the comments what you think about this. And more importantly, help each other in the comments and figure out where are your standpoints. We're all unique. We're all individuals in what we believe in this future to come. And once again, the future that's already here for our kids, that they live in more than we do. Thanks for tuning by. Have a good one. Bye bye. Sorry about that. I just forgot something quite important from my notes, and that is, don't compare what you see on the platforms with public speaking. I grew up with public speaking. Don't compare to that, because public speaking is having the message one to many. What you see in most platforms today, even if it's a speaker doing it, who is put in front of whom is controlled by an algorithm. So do see the message tailored to the specific user. And that is good, because never has it been easier to reach someone as it is today. You could have a channel talking about whatever you or your kid loves and reach millions of people with next to nothing in budget, or probably just a cell phone you already have. But it can also be very, very scary when you're targeted by someone who really wants you to hear a very tailored message that doesn't even have to be true. Once again, but if you see it often enough, especially once again this nudge, 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 it's easy for us, especially our kids, don't have your seniority in life, to think it's true because it's all they see. So once again, don't compare it to public speaking, because it's a very, very different thing. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry for the interruption. Bye bye.